Hi and welcome to another unboxing video from Super Deluxe Edition. I'm Paul, I'll be your host, and we're looking today at the new Divine Comedy 24 CD box set called Venus, Cupid, Folly and Time. Now I have to say I'm already in love with this box set without listening to any of the music because it's absolutely stunning in terms of how it's presented. It's a square box with 12 albums and a booklet at the end of lyrics, and as you can see from the outside, it's got some stunning gold foil blocking on it. But the main thing is look how neat and tidy those spines look on all the albums, and it's really a clever way that they presented this, because we see so many box sets where it's kind of okay, they've done a sort of alright job, or they've really gone to town with some massive expensive set where it's slightly convoluted for the sake of it. This set, I think it was about £125 this retails for, which isn't a bad price for the content you get. But by way of comparison, let's take this Kate Bush box set for example, okay? This is the second box set. So, same as a lot of box sets, there's a box with some CDs in it. But whereas the Kate Bush one, it was all higgledy-piggledy. So you had Ariel packaged in one way, you had Director's Cut packaged in a different way, you had Before the Dawn packaged in a different way again, so you get this sort of higgledy-piggledy, just the albums as they exist shoved into a box set, and it's not really very good. That's the kind of lazy, easy, simple way of doing it. With the Divine Comedy, what we've got, I'll show you how they've achieved this. It's quite a clever but quite simple effect, and they've had to spend money to do it. That's the thing, it takes a bit of effort, a bit of thought, a bit of creativity. It costs a little bit more, but someone's obviously cared about how this is put together and how it looks. So just to demonstrate this, we'll go through these in a minute, but this is Casanova, an album everyone's reasonably familiar with, or should be. So here's the actual album, so that cover's probably fairly familiar. All the records in this set on CD are done as these gatefold sort of vinyl replica wallets, but these are actually proper high quality ones. So much so that each CD, there's 2 CDs in each set, remember. These are like deluxe editions. Every album is a deluxe edition. Each disc has got its own inner sleeve, and every album has also got a booklet in it with notes from Neil Hannon, just talking about the recording, what he was up to at the time. A lot of information written this year, especially for this box set. So every album has its own little annotations and notes from Neil, plus 2 inner sleeves for the CDs. And they sit in a gatefold wallet, and that gatefold wallet then goes into an outer slipcase, which allows them to create this lovely spine. We've got some alternative artwork on the front cover, some more artwork on the back. How good is this? And of course that means that when you slot it in, everything looks perfect. Everything has a consistency and a uniformity. This is a career brought together, and it's just absolutely brilliant. 10 out of 10. What can you say? It just looks so good. And I think it's Neil obviously being involved personally, a bit of just pride in the presentation. What I've just showed you applies to all the albums here, so I'm going to go through them reasonably quickly and just sort of give you an overview of the look and feel of this box set. So the first album, as some of you will be aware, was called Fanfare for the Comic Muse. Now Neil has slightly disowned that, so I don't think he really considers that the proper first album. So what he's done, instead of making that the first album, he's created this compilation called Juvenilia, which is a 2 CD set of early works basically, and it does incorporate the first album in full on the second disc. But there's all sorts of early stuff here. I mean, as you can see, there's 38 tracks, there's a lot. There are the 2 discs there, but the notes are very amusing on this one. You know, he talks about this being his audio growing pains, etc., etc. You know, very funny, as you might imagine, some quite funny commentary on what he was up to and what he was doing. It's quite a clever way to cover off the early period. He's not disowning it and sort of leaving it out, but he's not legitimising it by having it under the banner of a studio album. So it's quite a clever thing to do, really. Yeah, so that's the slipcase that this goes into, and that's disc 1 and 2 for the box set. So Liberation is the first album proper, so there's the alternative poster design for the outer slipcase. That's the actual album cover, which should be reasonably familiar. Gatefold jacket. Pretty good selection of bonus tracks here. I mean, we've got 20 bonus tracks for the album. And as I say, you know, every album has notes. There's the inner sleeves. So, you know, the packaging is kind of faultless, really. That was 1993, that was Liberation. Promenade was 94. Again, alternative cover. That was the actual cover for the album. Gatefold, 20 bonus tracks, instrumentals, demos, early ideas, live things. That's the album. There's the notes. We've looked at Casanova already, but of course these were the hit years with Something for the Weekend and Becoming More Like Alfie. A short album about love followed a year later. Neil was putting out albums pretty regularly. Brilliant cover art, really nice. And again, bonus disc here. Actually, the bonus disc here is a DVD, it's the film, it's the short film about a short album about love. But the actual album itself is 7 tracks, so there's a further 12 bonus tracks on this, so there's a lot of content. I mean, the amount of audio on this set is incredible. It's going to take so long to go through it. And then this was the last album of the 90s, Fin de siècle, end of a century, appropriately named. So 19 bonus tracks here, demos, rehearsals, etc. There's the sleeve notes. Regeneration was the first album of the new millennium, 2001 to be precise. More great artwork. The artwork's always good, isn't it, on Divine Comedy albums. It's an 11-track album with 19 bonus tracks on the extra disc. That's a little booklet there. Absent Friends is from 2004. Really like the cover here, actually, very nice. Neil's looking good, isn't he? He's got a lot of style and panache on this one. And this is an 11-track album, gatefold. So the bonus disc is called Long Lost Friends on this one. And it's 18 tracks, lots of demos, alternates, etc. There's the album proper with the little booklet there with all the notes from Neil. Victory for the Comic Muse, this is from 2006. It kind of references the first album, although I think Neil claims it wasn't a deliberate reference, but the first album was called Fanfare for the Comic Muse. This is Victory for the Comic Muse. Again, great artwork there, alternative artwork. This album was highly regarded. The additional material is about 18 tracks. So 18, 20 tracks is kind of the norm. And there's the booklet. And there's the CD. I know some people say they like jewel cases, but I never really understand why. When you can have really nice card packages like this. Especially when they slot into this kind of slipcase, it's even better then, because it's, some people say they wear out, wear and tear. You don't get that on a jewel case, but if it's in an outer slipcase, that's even better. Van Gogh's The Neighbourhood. This has got the front cover with the dog and the bath. This is 2010, so we're starting to get kind of close to the end now. Gatefold. In terms of bonus tracks, 19 bonus tracks, demos, alternate versions, wittily called More Sordid Details. And there's the album, there's the booklet. So Foreverland was 2016, not too long ago, only 4 years ago, but there's still another album to squeeze in before this, or after this. ...20-track bonus disc, and there's the booklet, there's the original CD. And then finally, this brings us right up to date. This came out last year, of course, Office Politics. I really like this record. I think the cover caused a bit of controversy because of the sort of style. It was kind of deliberately done in a... I mean, I interviewed Neil. He was laughing, saying a lot of people didn't like it. So it's a 16-track album, but even though this is only a year old, Neil's obviously not short of extra material because he's got 21 tracks here out of the archive, including alternate versions, demos, a second alternate version of some tracks, early versions, etc. So it's going to be a really good listen. This, I'm looking forward to that. And because it's a CD done in a sort of gatefold vinyl style, you get the benefit of the full widescreen photo shoot there. There's the booklet. So that's 24 CDs in 12 gatefold wallets we've looked at, which obviously all slot into their little outer slipcase. And then to finish it off rather nicely, if you thought those little booklets were a bit thin and all it does is give you his notes, where are the lyrics, I hear you ask? Well, at the end there's this little 100-page softback book which has the lyrics to every song on every album, with a few pictures of notebooks, etc. So you can't really ask for much more than that in terms of the actual lyrics. Very nice. So there you go, so that slots in perfectly. I mean, I can't really fault this. It's just, you just look at this and think, why can't more people do stuff like this? It's just absolutely stunning, and there's not really much more you can say about it. Yes, they're reissuing all the vinyl records, but this CD box set is just the bee's knees. It's really fantastic. All I have to do now is spend a lot of time going through and listening to all this music, which I will be doing in the next few weeks. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me for this unboxing video. Keep holding the music in your hands. Keep supporting physical music. I hope you'll consider subscribing and following us on the Super Deluxe Edition YouTube channel, which you can press a button at the end of this video. But for now, I'm going to say thanks for your time. This has been Paul taking a look at Venus, Cupid, Folly and Time, the new 24 CD 30th anniversary, the Divine Comedy box set.